This section involves solving radical equations. A radical equation is one in which the variable we're solving for falls underneath a radical sign, such as in this case. This is saying 3 equals the square root of x. So the idea is to solve for x here, find the value of x, that is, that makes this equation true, which you could probably do in your mind. Well, let's try it. The square root of what number gives you 3? Well, after some thought, you would say, well, 9 does that, right? The square root of 9 gives you 3, so x equals 3 is our answer here. But let's use algebra. We're going to have more elaborate radical equations here, and we're going to need to use some algebra skills to solve for x. So there is a property out there that says this. If two quantities are equal, such as a and b, and think of those as any quantities, then if I square both sides, that results in a true statement. In other words, if this is true, then this is true. And let's use that and apply it here and see how it works out. So if this is true, then if we square both sides, that'll be a true statement. Let's see what happens there. So let's square both sides here. It looks like this. So that would be true if that's true. Let's continue here. 3 squared simplifies to 9. And the square root of x raised to the power of 2 can be rewritten and simplified in the following way. Hopefully you remember that the square root of a can be written as a to the half power. And that was a property of exponents we illustrated a while ago. The square root of anything can be written as that something raised to the half power. So let's rewrite the square root of x as x to the half power inside those parentheses. So what we have here is on the right side x to the half raised to the power. We'll invoke another property of exponents that you should recall. It says this. When a power is raised to a power, we can simplify that by simply multiplying those powers. And so we can rewrite this by multiplying those two powers. That's a power raised to a power. So what we really have here is x raised to that power times that. So a half times 2. A half times 2, remember or recall that that 2 only hits the numerator, so what we have here is really 2 over 2 as a power of x, and 2 over 2 is really simply 1, right? So what we have here is 9 equals x to the first power, or simply x equals 9. So this illustrates a property that we're going to use from this section forward. When a radical or any other kind of root is isolated, we can use this property here to help us solve algebraically.